Welcome to the official catch-up. Today I've got John Mitchell, manager of Hill of Beath Hawthorn. How are you getting on, John?
I'm fine, yeah, good, fine, yeah, good. As good as can be in the present circumstances anyway.
Yep. I understand you're still working, so there's that at least.
I am, I'm up at this morning, so we're still up there putting the gas and things out, but it's reduced shifts, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah. And, well, obviously I spoke to Joe Kirby yesterday. I take it you've still been in contact with all the players and whatnot?
Yeah, it's got a bit of a reaction, as you could well imagine. He's some lad, Joe, he's some lad boy.
No, I had a great time chatting to him yesterday. It was a different in terms of my usual chats, but it was an experience with him anyway.
Yeah, we put up with that, mate. We've got to put up with that quite a lot. Brilliant.
But in terms of yourself, John, obviously I think the majority of people will know, but you've been at Hill of Beath for over 30 years, total over 700 appearances, over 150 goals. No bad for a centre back, is it?
I know. I couldn't play me on the left in the early days. I think that's where I got most of my goals. So I made my way back to centre back.
But it's a rarer thing these days, obviously. Were you at a club before Hill of Beath, or was that pretty much you the whole time there?
I grew up in the village, and then I played for Hill of Beath Swiss for 4 years, so I was 12 to 16. Then I sort of done round about the senior clubs, Wraith Rovers and Cowan Beath. And then I found myself at Crossgates Primrose. I went back to junior at Crossgates Primrose, and from there I went to Hill of Beath in '87, and I just played there all the time. Retired in 2007, so yeah. Enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and obviously one of the biggest honours that any junior club or former junior club has, it was winning the Scottish Junior Cup, and you managed to get that in, I think it was 1990, was it not?
We did, yeah, we done that in 1990, it was good. It was excellent.
And in terms of, it was pretty much, not always, but between yous and Kelty for the Fife League Championships, you certainly won a few of them during your time as well.
Absolutely, it was always us and Kelty. We were always the two main teams. I think St Andrews had a wee spell, and maybe Dundonald had a wee spell, but in the main, it was credit to both ourselves and Kelty for being up there for so long. So yeah, good.
Yeah, and were you hoping to get Kelty in the Football Nations? I believe, both of you both had a chance to. If you got past, I think the quarterfinals, you had a chance to see each other in the semi. Were you looking forward to that? If you could
we had a home game against Cavan first, but if we'd have won that, then obviously Kelty would have come over, players at Hill of Beath, which would have been interesting to say the least. Because we kind of lost that rivalry, with the last 3 or 4 years with Kelty stepping up a level. So no, that would have been good. That would have been tasty, I think.
Yeah. Even me personally, when I was a wee bit younger, probably about 12, 13, 14, I used to come and see Hill of Beath a fair bit with my stepdad, and I remember you playing in Big Tree at the back as well. It was good times,
Yeah, still in touch with the big man, so it was good. They were the days.
And in terms of Kears Park, obviously, I kind of mentioned it with Joe, but it's a special ground in non-league. The enclosure there is just fantastic.
It is. We'd quite happy to play anybody at Hill of Beath. We'd take a chance against anybody at Hill of Beath. It's got that something about it. Every time you walk in the place, you get that good feel about it. Credit again must go to Davy Bailey. Davy Bailey's the man for he's in his 70s now, Davy. But all the time I've been there, Davy's always at the pitch, doing what he does, and he's always got a project on the go. But credit to him and his wee band that help him out, but he's the main man when it comes to Kears Park, and it's down to him. It's a fantastic place to play your football,
Yeah. And in terms of yourself, obviously, John, you were you'd been managing the development squad for a wee bit, and then obviously Kev left. I did hear that you weren't going to take the first team job. You were mainly focused on the youth, but what kind of changed your mind about taking the job?
I was still involved with the Blue Resolve Boys Club. When I finished playing in 2007, I joined the Blue Resolve Boys Club, done a bit of coaching with them, and just went up the ranks with them, and ended up sort of running the show there with 2 or 3 lads. And then when we went under 17s, that's when we moved to Hill of Beath. That's when the pathway kicked in under 17s. So for 16s to 17s for the Blue Result, you moved to Hill of Beath. And then went to the 20s, and that was the path that I took. And I was quite happy with that. But then obviously when Kevin resigned and Finn asked me to go and help out for a couple of weeks, I just couldn't. At first, there was no way I could do everything that I was doing. Still being involved with the Blue Result, under 20s, and being involved with the first team. So something had to give. Just going in there for a couple of weeks and seeing the reaction that I got for the players, which was probably the biggest thing that swayed me. The players they come over very good. So I had a few conversations to have. I had to speak to the guys that work with me. Speak to the family and things, and then I just thought, well, it's time to give it a go. So after the third week, I think we had 2 wins against Pennycook home and away, and in the middle of that we drew against Broxburn, so things went all right. So Finn had offered me the job sort of a week prior to that. I took a week to think about it, and eventually I thought, listen, probably not going to have a chance. Managed to sort of, no sidestep, but can delegate other jobs to the Blue Result. Lads came in and took on roles at the Blue Result and managed to fill a post for under 20s to keep that moving. So that freed me up to take the first team job. So I never looked back. I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Hill of Beath are doing we're doing quite well before all this. You were 10 points away from Bo'ness, but you had 3 games in hand. Did you still take it? You still fancied your chances?
Aye, yep. Aye. Fit boy. You can never tell. Quite happy to take your chances against anybody. Yeah. The league wasn't finished as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, and no, I was quite impressed. Obviously, unfortunately, I'm usually at Lowland League games and whatnot, so I never managed to see a lot of yous. But obviously, Kev usually goes to Hill of Beath and some of the Fife teams and Genefield and whatnot. So I got a lot of feedback from him, and as far as I'm aware, he's been impressed with how you've got the guys playing. Obviously, a group of youngsters, but he's pressing really well. He's really quick on the ball and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we've got a nucleus there. Youngsters in our team. There's a group of young, but the experienced boys. For me, are the ones that the young ones react to the older ones. Boys like Ricky Patrick and Stuart Hall, Ricky Dare, Kev Connors. They're all experienced guys with a lot of games under their belt. And you need them. You really need them. The young ones come in. There's a sort of group of 7 or 8 youngsters, all under 21. They come in without a care in the world. They're just always like Joe Kirby right enough, but they'll come in. But it's the older ones that keep them in track. There's no better example than Ricky Patrick. How he conducts himself at the training, how he plays. I say to the young ones, if you can get anywhere near him, you'll do well. But it's good. We've got a good mix, a very, very good mix of players.
And it usually goes without saying, John, but have you noticed the quality from your time at the juniors, or, the step up in quality in terms of players or even teams from your time at the juniors to the east of Scotland and where Hill of Beath are now?
I think the biggest difference is the pitches are better. The coaches, the managers seem to be better. It's a bit, it certainly has a lot more professionalism about it than when I played at the juniors. It's in the early days of me at the juniors, we still had boys in the dressing room here. If I get half time in things, it's completely different now. The organisation's better off the park as well. This East of Scotland thing for me is great. It should have been here sooner, but it's fine. I see a difference, yeah. Yeah,
and obviously we mentioned you've been with Hawes for over 30 years, but did you ever imagine yourself being, from a player to a manager?
It's the only job I would have. It's the only job I would do. If I've been playing there for so long, I wouldn't go and manage it anywhere else. It's the only job I would do.
Well, I often talk about it, and obviously I've been, Scottish Junior Cup with, following the Hawes back in the day. But are you looking forward to some of the West teams coming in the West of Scotland League?
Yep, absolutely. I hope they do an interregional cup or something that we can get involved with them. You can the days getting trips to Auchinleck or a trip to Pollock again would be absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to, again though, the SFA have to get their heads together here, because there's going to be more teams, more good quality teams, all pressing for this place into the Lowland League, because that's the next step up. That's what we're here to try and do. Trying to get to the Lowland League, that's the next one. I think that has to change in the future. This just one up, one down thing has to change, because there's going to be a jam of good teams. Because even when I look at the East of Scotland league that we're in now, it's a terrific league. Anybody can beat anybody in our league.
Yeah.
And we're all fighting for that one place, which for me it doesn't make sense,
Yeah, and on that, would you like to see a restructure? I mean, for me, even higher up, 10 teams in a league's just no good for fans or players. I mean, I hear it everywhere from Berwick Rangers fans to East Stirlingshire fans who came from league football, and they love the Lowland League because you're only playing teams 2-3 times a season. It's no 5, 6 or however many,
Yeah, there has to be a restructure, I think, in my opinion. There has to be a restructure. The leagues have to become bigger. Because there's an imbalance. There's a definite imbalance even from us to the Lowland League. When you look at the teams at the top of our league at the moment, the top 8 from Musselburgh right up to Bo'ness, they could all equally, and the teams below it could compete with probably the bottom 8 in the Lowland League. I do think that the top 5, I think maybe 5, possibly 6, in the Lowland League are a step again above, and they'll have the same thoughts that they think that they'll be thinking they can compete in that, that second division.
Yeah, and it's always interesting because I think it's described as particularly the Lowland League's described as maybe 2 or 3 leagues in one because of the teams haven't found their level yet because they've not been given the opportunity, as you say, because there's not been there's not been opportunity there basically for teams to go up. But it's certainly an interesting discussion. I would like to see a restructure throughout Scottish football, as I said, even in the professional leagues. I don't know how likely that will be, but certainly at this level there has to be something done.
Aye.
Was it a bit of a change really to see the likes of Hawes involved in the Scottish Cup and stuff like that this season?
Yeah, aye, that was obviously I wasn't involved when they played in the Scottish Cup, but it gave everybody a lift. It's a massive lift, and we've been awarded the licence again this year, so we'll compete in that again next year, whenever that may be. But no, it's a brilliant thing. I've definitely seen the lift that it gave the club, definitely.
Yeah, and going from sort of back in the junior days, I probably would have never imagined the likes of Hill of Beath or even Kelty or that being in the full Scottish Cup. It's been amazing how far a lot of these clubs have came within the Fife region, and I include like Crossgates, Primrose, Dundonald, Hillfield Swifts, and that also.
Absolutely, I'm delighted all the teams will make, and plus the teams that's making the move next year as well, the Logellies and Lahores and Thornton and Kennedy. I'm absolutely delighted they're coming to the East of Scotland setup.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we can catch them in a cup tie or something like that. Because that'll bring the crowds back as well.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've really missed about the Lowland League, in the sense that you do miss that sort of local rivalry and the local games, albeit it's good, obviously, playing teams further away, but you do sometimes miss, as I mentioned obviously earlier, the Kelty Hill of Beath rivalry. Anyone out with Fife might not know how intense it is, but those games are tasty, like.
Absolutely. We continue to do wee jimmies at night. Brilliant.
And one thing I've got to really ask is, if football doesn't continue, what do you think should happen? Obviously, I think the majority of players and gaffers want to see it being played out, but if it can't, are you just hoping for a restructure or what?
First and foremost, as a club, I think we need to get through this period where we are, for everybody to come through in a safe manner, and start again and regroup. From a personal point of view, I would like to finish the season. I think you can. I wouldn't like to see anybody awarded league titles or relegation or anything like that, because it's not real for me. It's not right. A league season is a league season. If it's 30 games, it's 30 games. And where we're sitting now, it's still somewhere between 27 and 36 points for some teams to play for. So you've got to hopefully got to finish it. But we'll see what happens. We'll obviously just have to go with whatever the authorities go with. And the only other option then again is null and void. We start again.
Yeah. And I think that's, the more it goes on, I've kind of been null and void for that reason, because I just don't know how long this is going to last. And then you've got the worry about relegation and promotion. I don't think it's right that teams should get promoted or relegated or win titles based on the here and now, unless they're miles away, obviously. I mean, that's different, but I just think it should be null and void if it can't continue.
Finish it, and then maybe a change the next season, whether it be we lose a couple of cups or we reduce the league season or so.
Just finally, John, in terms of Hill of Beath, I know a lot of teams are struggling at the moment. They're not getting the fans in the gate. Obviously, are Hill of Beath looking? Are they looking for any sort of donations from fans? Is there any way people can help you, help the club?
We've got our sponsors. We've got some very, very good sponsors who we can rely on, who will look after us and need be. But I think as I was sitting at the moment, I spoke to Dave and Fringes and Scott Forrest, who looks after that side of the business of the club. And we're okay. We're actually not too bad. But we managed to, all the players have been paid up to the 7th of March, I think it is. So, and we're still sitting all right. So hopefully we can just ride through this with what we've got, and then get going again. But as obviously there's a financial loss to the club at the moment with the games being off,
Yeah, but it's good to know that you guys are all right, because I've seen a few things. I think even today, like Socky Juniors, I think they're struggling a wee bit. There is clubs obviously out there that are sort of struggling or not dealing with this sort of period more than others. But it's good to know that there are some clubs that are going to be okay at the moment. That's always good and positive to hear.
I think we're okay at the moment. We need to get going again. We'd have to bring it in again as we get going.
No, I appreciate you coming on and giving us a wee bit of insight into the Hawes. It's obviously great for Fife football. I'm a big advocate, obviously, coming from Fife myself, so it's really great to see all these clubs doing well. And mate, stay safe, all the best. And if anything happens, obviously, I'll be delighted to get you back on and hear your thoughts. But yeah, stay safe, pal, and all the best.
That's great, Chris. Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.